Hello and welcome to the Intel Brief. Today is Thursday, 6 February. I'm your host Daniel, and today we'll be covering Poland has issued an arrest warrant for a convicted Belarusian spy. Britain is going to expel a Russian diplomat in a tit-for-tat move. And Moscow says Ukraine is attempting another offensive in Kursk. So firstly, Poland has issued an arrest warrant for Daria Ostapenko, a convicted Belarusian spy. Ostapenko was initially detained in December 2023 after an incident in which she became intoxicated and confessed to her colleagues that she was working for the Belarusian KGB. Following her trial, she was convicted of participating in a foreign intelligence activity and sentenced to 1 year, 8 months in prison. However, she was released pending her appeal. She failed to report to serve her sentence and has since disappeared, prompting Polish authorities to issue a warrant for arrest. It has been claimed that Ostapenko, who was a veterinarian professional and active OnlyFans model, was employed by the Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko's secret service to spy on pro-democracy campaigners in Poland. She is suspected of working for the KGB for up to 7 years, posing as an opposition activist while secretly informing on democracy campaigners who had fled abroad. Her cover as an OnlyFans model and previous work as a porn star were allegedly part of her espionage activities. She had reportedly advocated for violent opposition against Lukashenko's regime before confessing her true role in Poland, which led to her detention. So what? The history of females in intelligence is as old as time, and their effectiveness cannot be understated. However, Ostapenko clearly missed the lesson on how to maintain your composure while intoxicated. This lack of professionalism indicates that she was likely a source for a Belarusian KGB handler, tasked with collecting information from subsources and identifying dissidents within Poland. It is also possible that she was tasked to obtain compromising images of key individuals in the pro-democracy movement that could be later used to influence their actions. And next, on Thursday, Britain announced that it would revoke the accreditation of a Russian diplomat in retaliation for Moscow's expulsion of a British diplomat last year. Russia had accused the British diplomat of spying in November, a claim that London has denied. In response, the UK Foreign Office summoned the Russian ambassador to inform them of the decision, framing it as a retaliation for Russia's unprovoked and baseless accusations. Britain also warned that any further moves by Russia would be seen as escalation without appropriate responses. The British government emphasised the diplomat's expulsion was a reciprocal action and that it would not tolerate intimidation of its staff. Although the statement did not specifically name the British or Russian officials involved, it highlights the increasingly strained relations between the two countries. The UK has played a significant role in imposing sanctions on Russia and providing military support for Ukraine, which has further exacerbated the tensions between the two nations. So what? This is not uncommon during times of heightened tensions. It is likely that the Russian diplomat being expelled was a member of the Russian intelligence services operating in the UK. However, it seems unlikely that this situation will lead to further escalation. It will probably resolve itself and the Russian intelligence personnel will be replaced in due course. Does anyone feel like this is just part of another Cold War that we're living through? And lastly, Russian Defense Ministry has reported that Ukrainian troops have launched another counterattack in the Russian Western Kursk region on Thursday, but were repelled by Russian forces. The ministry stated that Ukrainian forces, including armoured vehicles, made several attempts to attack positions in the Kursk region, but were forced to retreat, with the settlements and defensive positions remaining under Russian control. While Reuters could not independently verify the details, The incident underscores the ongoing challenge for Russia to fully secure the region, especially since Ukrainian forces have shown the ability to launch significant attacks even months after they initially crossed the border and seized this Russian territory. Although Ukraine's territorial control in Kursk has decreased since the early days of the incursion, the region still holds strategic importance. It offers Ukraine a valuable bargaining chip in any potential peace talks with Russia, while Russia maintains control over approximately a fifth of Ukraine as the war nears its third anniversary. The continued military engagements in Kursk highlight the complex and protracted nature of this conflict, with neither side willing to yield significant ground, suggesting the war may drag on for the foreseeable future. So what? It'll be interesting to see what Ukraine says about this operation, if they comment on it. While it is possible that Ukraine has conducted this operation, it is also likely that the situation has not played out exactly as Russia has claimed. Regardless, these continued attacks in the Kursk region are likely limiting any Russian offensives that would require on their main front, as it requires them to keep a heavy military presence in the Kursk region. As I've said since the start of the Kursk operation, so long as the Ukrainian positions do not become isolated, it is likely an effective way of delaying the Russian fight. However, there is still a chance of significant failure in the area if troops operating there become isolated and lost. Thank you for tuning in to the Intel Brief, your daily update on global geopolitics, brought to you by HM Intelligence. You can support the show by sharing it with your friends and leaving us a 5-star review. And if you're curious to learn more about intelligence, you can check out one of our courses in the description below. Thank you for listening. I've been your host, Daniel, and I'll see you next time.